going to show you guys my makeup collection. So I organized my makeup by products. So in here I have all of my lipsticks. Now it's very unorganized, but I've got, as you can see, a range of different brands. I've got Revlon, excuse me. I have Bobbi Brown, The Balm, Lime Crime, Milani, yeah, a bunch of different brands. And I've got quite a few different types of lipsticks. So I've got the long wear lipsticks. These colours stay, they go on like a cream, and then they set, they dry down, and they are very long lasting. And then I've got just like the normal super lustrous cream lipsticks. I have some liquid lipsticks. I've got a couple of these Jouer lipsticks. These are matte liquid lipsticks, and they are really beautiful. I've got lip creams, and I've only really got a couple of lip glosses. Most of them are long-lasting liquids or like a creamy finish lipstick. And I will post a picture after this a bit later today of which of these are my favourite products. So in here I have very unorganized, this is what I call my eye drawer. So I've got quite a few eyeshadow palettes. The Balm, I really love these guys. They blend really nicely and they're really pigmented. Lime Crime is also amazing quality eyeshadows. Chi Chi, BH Cosmetics, this has like the most beautiful shimmers in it. And this highlighter is actually incredible. Chi Chi, the Huda New Nudes, this is probably one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. Some more of the Balm. Yeah, I have a lot of the Balm. And you can see that I have double ups of some. The Balm had a massive like half price sale, and some palettes that I have of theirs, if I can open it, is really quite well loved. So I brought another one, so when this is all finished, I have a backup. I brought this in Fiji. This is a duo mascara pack, and I got it for like basically the price of one here in New Zealand. It is still unopened because I'm still going through my other ones, but really good value. I've got some like shimmers. Some of these, like this one here, this Photo Ready Eye Art is being discontinued, but it is still in the safe time for me to use. I've got a couple of them. I actually love them. I was so sad when they were discontinued. And this is a bunch of pigments and glitters. NYX do some of the best glitters combined with their glitter primer, which I have somewhere. They actually stay on really, really well. Got a couple of Bobbi Brown shimmers. As you can see, they're also well loved. These are so beautiful. Chi Chi eyebrow pomades. I've got these beautiful mellow shimmers. These are stunning, and I do want to post a photo of how these look on as well, because they're actually so beautiful. This is quite a nice brow powder. It actually gives like a nice bit of pigment, but you can have it looking still really natural. You know, some powders go on quite heavy and thick. This one blends really nicely. I have a whole bunch of eyeliners. So most of like the brands that I mostly use are Chi Chi, Revlon, Bobbi Brown, and The Balm. It's probably mostly what I have. Got some cream eyeshadows as well. I don't use these as much anymore. I used to, but I think my style kind of changed. These are gel liners by Bobbi. Here's my glitter primer. This stuff is probably the best glitter primer to date that I have tried. This is the MAC Paint Pot Painterly. I used to use this as an eyeshadow base as my skin started changing and my eyeshadow started creasing a lot more, and I just found that this wasn't quite working as well, so I actually switched to the Milani eyeshadow primer, and this is my holy grail. I don't get any creasing throughout the day with my eyeshadows anymore. I highly recommend this. So that is, yeah, my messy eye drawer. Excuse me. And over in here, this is like my powders and blushes and bronzers and contours. So probably, yeah, I've got a few powders. This is the best powder for setting foundation. The Photo Ready range by Revlon, it prevents flashback. It's got special pigments in there that like diffuse the light. Seriously, if you struggle with powder and if you tend to like video or take lots of photos with flash, you 100% need this. What else have we got in here? Just other types of setting powders. This is my Sculpt and Highlight Contour Kit by Revlon. This has got really cool colours in it. It's nice and easy to use, and it's got instructions, which is really good. Got a range of bronzers in here. The Balm Take Home the Bronze. I personally did find this quite warm, so I don't really use that all that much. Just trying to find my other bronzer. I think it's in, I have like this drawer over here. And in here is like products that I tend to reach for the most. So this one here, the Bahama Mama, this is like my favorite bronzer. I just find that it's not too warm and it's not too cool. It's that perfect go-between. This is very messy, but in here I have like the liquid lipsticks that I use that I can't obviously put on other clients because I've got all my Jeremy's in them. This one here is such a nice lip gloss. I friggin' love it. Oh yeah, this sweet guy. If you haven't tried the Benefit Gimme Brow, honestly, this is a lifesaver for brows. It gives like a nice texture to them while adding a tint of colour. Let's see what we have in this drawer. So I've got my go-to foundations. So the Revlon Colour Stay I have used for about 6 years now. And even though it is a fuller coverage foundation, I find that I can still get a nice natural look out of it. So I personally prefer more of a natural look. Like this is my favorite foundation. This is the Bobbi Brown Long Wear Even Finish. They don't actually do this anymore. They changed the formula to be like their full coverage, which you can still get a natural look out of it. So I use shade Porcelain because I am so pale, and I have a backup because I absolutely love it. Even the Born This Way, it's still, you can still get it like those lighter, more natural finishes out of them. I also have the Pink Glow by Bobbi Brown. This highlighter is so beautiful, so good for those lighter skin tones. And you can also use them in the inner corner of the eye, which creates that stunning glow. Fix Plus, I feel like everybody has one of these. Another of these eye sticks. They're honestly so beautiful. I'm so sad that you can't get them anymore. I tried this mascara, the L'Oreal with Carl, and I did quite like it. I found sometimes the brush, you've got to wipe off some excess product because it can kind of clump, but it's quite a nice mascara. A good old Mary Lou highlighter. This is really good for, I find, like all skin tones, so that is a really good one to have if you're a makeup artist for your kit. Got some liquid liners and some, it's a white eyeliner. Concealers. I have a range of concealers. Me being so fair, like for using the Zero Porcelain Bobbi Brown foundations, I do struggle a lot finding colours. So in here I've got a C2 by Makeup Revolution, I use the Fair in the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, but sometimes even that can still be too dark. But I did find the Sephora 05 Porcelain Concealer, this one here. Let me just take it out for you guys. This one here is probably the first concealer that I can use around my eyes when I am not fake tanned. And that's a big feat, so good job to Sephora for actually having colours for fair skin. Farsala Unicorn Essence, this is so beautiful to put under your makeup. It just gives such a smooth finish. Yeah, another liquid liner. This is probably my favourite. The Revlon Colorstay Liquid Eye Pen in Classic. The tip is, I'll just open it and show you. The tip is like, oh, get in focus. It's very sturdy, like it's not very flimsy at all. I personally like that. I don't like it when they move too much, just with my steady, unstable hand. So that is definitely my favourite eyeliner. Lashes, I do have quite a few lashes. I'm a big fan of lashes. Natural Individuals, so these I actually used with, if you've seen this kit here, this glue. It's kind of like doing extensions at home, so they last for like a week or 2 weeks or so. I didn't personally like the lashes that came in here. I like them to look quite natural, so I used these, and they are so stunning. When I do them again, I'll have to show you guys. Glam, these lashes are actually really nice. I don't know like how many places you can buy them from, but I am quite a fan. This particular style, the band is quite thick, so it depends on the shape of your eyes. I sometimes struggle with them to have them just sit nicely. These ones are really lovely though. The Miranda, they give like a wee bit extra volume and a bit of length, but they still can look quite natural. These are Wispies by Ardell. Probably some of my favourite lashes, super easy to use. Ardell have the best lash bands. They are so flexible and I find that they're just good for every eye shape. I only just got these like a week ago, so these are the Soulmate, but I had one of these packs, so this was like a mixture pack, and as you can see I've used quite a few of these. But I found that once again, the bands, similar to Ardell, they were super easy to use and I just fell in love. So I went and brought a big pack of these. So I'm going to try these pretty soon, but they look so beautiful. This is my slightly organized, very messy drawer of things that I tend to reach to the most. And that was where my other bronzer was. So back in here, so I've got all like my blushes and bronzers and stuff here. So I've got some of these colours are discontinued, which I get super sad about, but it's just something that happens. So these colours by Revlon, they're really soft, but you can build them up. So I have got quite a few of these in my collection. These are so pretty. I don't know how many of these they actually do anymore because I know that a few of them were discontinued. But these are their highlighting bricks. They just add like a hint of colour and a nice highlight, and I love them. More blushes. Oh, this colour here was my favourite colour during summer, and it was discontinued a wee while ago, so I was really sad, but like the colour is actually beautiful. I'm going to open this for you guys. Get into some natural lighting. Like, oh, it's just so pretty for summer. Not too orange, not too pink, but just, oh, so stunning. Some of the balm ones. This colour here is probably what I reach to a lot. Hot Mama. This is, I love me a good pinky blush. this is quite cute, pretty pink. I've got the Tawny Glow. So this highlighter is more for those slightly darker skin tones. I still use it when I tan. I don't quite get as dark for to use it as a highlighter, so I use it as like a shimmery blush, but that is also really, really stunning. This is such a beautiful bronzer, Bronze Glow. It is a shimmery bronzer, but it just adds a nice bit of colour and warmth without being too much. It just kind of gives like the extra bit of life to the skin. Oh, this is like one of my favourite powders. So this is the, what is this? Brightening and Finishing Powder from Bobbi Brown. This is a powder that does add a little bit of mattifying for those oily skin tones, but without making your skin look dry. It's really, really quite nice. These blush triggers from Milani. This one here is probably my favourite. So they've got the two blush colours, and then this one here is a nice wee highlight. It's really quite cute. The matte contour palette, I don't tend to reach for this as much. I just find the colours, like I did get the light medium, but the colours are really, really pale. It's not often that I find a contour palette that is too light. I just prefer to have slightly darker, ashier tones when I'm doing my contouring, but these lighter colours are perfect because that is really hard to come by. But I just don't tend to use these ones as much. Makeup Revolution have these amazing concealer palettes, so they're really good, especially for makeup artists if you're going out and you're doing a whole bunch of different skin types. I'm struggling to open things with my hand. Like I've got all these colours for fairer skin, so good. And then the other one is for darkers. This is such a beautiful setting spray. I'm quite a fan of that. And then I've got liquid highlighters as well. I don't really use liquid highlighters as much. I do prefer a powder personally. And then we have foundations and primers and setting sprays. If you have dry skin and you want a glowy look, this is beautiful. Also, so is this one here, the Illuminating Moisture Balm by Bobbi Brown. This is absolutely stunning. It makes your skin feel so hydrated, as well as giving you such a nice look for your foundation. I've got quite a range of different primers. This one here, I don't know if Shiseido still do this, but this, like, I swore by this for like a good few years. Now my skin has gotten drier, so I do prefer to use either the Bobbi Brown or the Milani, but this is really good for like all skin types. I thought I would use this more than what I do, but I don't tend to reach for the oil as much. I should probably give this another go. In terms of dewy setting sprays, this is so lovely. It does have a little bit of an oil in there, so you don't need a lot, but it does give you a beautiful glow. This one here, it doesn't tend to have the same quite kind of like that little bit of oil look, but still makes your skin look nice and dewy. And then of course the more mattifying, I do only have little sizes of this, of these setting sprays, just because I am more of a drier skin tone. The brightening primer, this is really, really good. I do find that it helps to even out your skin tone before your foundation goes on, which is really, really cool. I've got color correctors, more concealer shades. The Fenty Pro Filter. This is the hydrating foundation. I wasn't actually a fan of this. It tended to, like, it made my skin look really, really dry and kind of scaly, which I wasn't a fan of. But I've seen so many great reviews where it looks amazing, and I'm just so sad about that. Double wear, always a good one to have in your kit for that long wear, full coverage looks. These tend to be my like formal and fake tan colours, just because when people fake tan they do tend to go a lot warmer. And And I also have, these are discontinued. They were discontinued, I think, late last year or early this year. Honestly, one of my favourite foundations for formals and photo shoots, just because it's that photo ready range and it does diffuse the light. Like, your skin honestly looks amazing. I was so sad when they got rid of this. And that is my makeup collection. I think I've shown you guys everything. So yeah, I'll post some photos later on today of what my favourite products are of each of the ranges that I've shown you. Bye!